Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Style by Veradoo. So in this tutorial, I'll be teaching you guys how to make this beautiful top I'm putting on right here. It has an extended peplum and cape sleeves. Please guys, kindly subscribe to my channel, like my videos and comment your thoughts in the comment section. Without wasting time, let's get started. I already drew out my measurements, but I'll just quickly put you guys through. So from my starting line, I marked down to my bust point, which is 10 inches, and then my front half length, which is 15.5 inches. From the bust point, I went up by 2 inches and drew out my chest line. After that, I drew out my neck width, which is 3 inches, and my neck depth, which is 3.5 inches. You can draw 4 inches depending on the length you want or how long you want your neckline to be. But for me, I used 3.5 inches and then I used my French curve to draw out the lines. So now I'm going to measure my armhole divided by 2, which is 3.5 inches. I marked the 3.5 inches. I went in by half an inch. Then I marked my bust divided by 4, which is 8.25. Then I'll use my French curve to join the lines. And that gave me my armhole. To get my front dart, I went in by my nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2. I marked it on my bust point. I'll mark the same thing on my waistline. Then I'll go ahead and connect the both points together. After that, I marked half an inch on each sides of the line. That is 1 inch. I'm using 1 inch to create my dart. I marked half an inch on both sides of the line. I went down by 1 inch from my bust point. Then I'll use my ruler to connect the 2 points to that point. After doing that, I marked my bust point divided by 4. Then I came down to my waistline and marked my waist measurement divided by 4, which gave me 7 inches. Plus the 1 inch that I marked 8 inches. Then I'll mark another 1 inch for my allowance. Then I added another 1 inch on my chest line for allowance too. After doing that, I used my ruler to connect the both points together. I'm sure you're wondering why my waist measurement and my bust measurement looks almost the same. After I stitch my darts, then the waist will snatch automatically. I'll now connect these points together. Then for my sleeve, it's a cut together cape sleeve. I'll use my ruler to connect the shoulder line straight, like downwards. Just look at what I'm doing. This part is a bit tricky. I marked it downwards. Then from my shoulder, I came out by 3 inches and marked it. I also came down by 1 inch from my shoulder and marked it as well. I don't know if you guys can see the dots clearly. Then after marking that, I used the part of my ruler that is not so curvy to connect the dots together. Then I used my French curve to create my armhole. Can you see how beautiful it came out? If you don't want your armhole to be too tight, you can come down from the chest line by half an inch. and connect it to your armhole. But this is how I want mine to look like. So I'll go ahead to draw my bust dart. The difference between my front half length and my back half length is 1.5 inch. So I came down from my bust point by 1.5 inch and I'm marking it to my bust point this way. After doing that, this is what our front pattern looks like. I'll go ahead and mark the points we are supposed to stitch together, the two darts. That's all for the front pattern. Then I'll go ahead and cut it. I'll bring it back and show you what it looks like. So this is what our front pattern looks like. I'll go ahead and label it front. Then I'll place it aside and introduce another pattern paper. I already marked out 1 inch for my zipper allowance. The only difference between our front pattern and the back pattern is the zipper allowance and the neck depth. If not, every other measurement is the same. I already marked out my bust point and my waist measurement like we did in the front, and I will draw out the lines. After that, I'll mark my shoulder measurement divided into two, which is 7 inches. Then from my bust point, I went up by 2 inches to mark my chest line. We don't really need a chest line for the back pattern, so you don't really need to draw it out. So I came down from my shoulder by 1 inch, and I also marked my neck width and my neck depth. My neck depth for the back is 1.5 inch. All these measurements I'm taking is after the zipper allowance. Don't include the zipper allowance in your measurement. So I used my French curve to join the two lines together. I also mark my shoulder slope. That is from my neckline to the 1 inch I came down from my shoulder. So I also mark my shoulder measurement on my chest line and join the two dots together. I now label my pattern, chest line, bust point, and waist line. So I'll draw my armhole now. I marked my armhole divided by 2, which is 3.5. I went in by 1/2 inch. Then from my chest line, I marked my bust measurement divided by 4. I made the point. I'll use my French curve to connect the dots together like we did in the front pattern. It's the same thing. After connecting my armhole, I will go in from the zipper allowance on my bust point by my nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2. I marked it on my bust point and my waistline. From the bust point, I came down by 1 inch, and then I will use my ruler to connect the points together. Then I'll go out on both sides by 1/2 inch. I'll use my ruler and connect it like this. So like we did in the front pattern, I'll also connect my shoulder line downwards like this. Then I'll go out by 3 inches. I'm repeating it so that those of you who did not get it the first time will get it this time around. I'll come down by 1 inch. Then I'll connect it with the not so curvy part of my ruler. After that, I'll connect it to my armhole. So from my zipper allowance, I'll mark my bust divided by 4 on my chest line. I also mark my waist divided by 4 on my waistline. I'll add the 1 inch for the darts, then another 1 inch for my sewing allowance. I also marked 1 inch on the chest line. I'll use my ruler and connect the 2 points together, and then I'll blend the armhole. After that, this is what my back pattern looks like. So from my waistline, I'll go out by half an inch and mark it. Then I'll use my ruler and connect it upwards. That's for the zipper bulge. So this is what my back pattern looks like. I'll then go ahead and cut it out. Watch closely and take note of the parts I'm cutting out so you don't make mistakes. I'll go ahead and label it back. So this is the fabric I'm using. It's an Ankara fabric and I have about 6 yards here. I went ahead to cut my pattern on my fabric, and I left half an inch on the waistline, the neckline, the shoulder for stitching allowance. I cut two pieces of the front pattern on fold, one as the lining and one as the main piece. Then for the back pattern I cut four pieces, two for each side and two for the lining. I'll go ahead and place my front pattern right sides facing each other. Then I'll take it to my machine and I'll stitch the neckline. I'll turn the armhole and I also stitch the both sides because I want to put all the rough edges inside. I'll do the same thing for the back pattern. I'll place it right sides facing each other. Then I'll take it to my machine and I'll stitch the neckline, the armhole and the sides because I want all the rough edges inside. This is exactly what I was saying. I already stitched it and ironed it. You can see how clean it looks. The neckline, the armhole, and the sides. Now place it right sides facing each other. Then I'll take it to my machine. I'll join the shoulders. I'll also hold down the zipper allowance and iron it. I'll also join the sides. Then I'll bring it back. So this is how to cut your peplum. I already went ahead to cut a long strip of fabric for the front, depending on how long I wanted my peplum. For me, I wanted my peplum to be 30 inches long. So my waist measurement divided by 4 gave me 7 inches plus 30 inches for the peplum length, which gave me 37 inches. But I cut out 38 inches because I have to hem the both sides of my peplum. You can see I cut it on fold. That means 37 inches times 2 will give me 74 inches when I open my front peplum. But I cut out 75 plus the hemming allowance. I cut out two of the back peplum. Each of them was 38 inches. That is 30 inches for my peplum length, 7 inches for my waist divided into 4, and then 1 inch hemming allowance. I don't know if you understand what I'm talking about. I also cut the peplums on fold because I didn't want to put a lining. But if you want a lining, you can cut one piece, then you cut another piece for the lining. After doing that, I folded my peplon right sides facing each other, as you can see on the screen. I'll take it to my machine and then I'll stitch all the ends. This is me after I stitched the peplons, the ends of the peplons. But I left the longer part that was not on fold open. So this is it. I folded it and I stitched it and I turned it to the right sides. The front peplum is on fold, as you can see. And then this is the 1 inch for the zipper allowance on the back peplum. So now I'm going to mark my waist measurement divided into 4. That is 7 inches for me. I'll mark it from the front peplum. As you can see, I didn't mark it. I didn't measure it from the back peplum. The zipper allowance from the back peplum is excluded in this measurement. Then I went ahead to mark the length of my peplum to be sure it's the 30 inches I wanted, and it's exactly the 30 inches. So what I'm going to do now is I will notch the point where I marked my waist measurement, where that chalk is showing. That is where I'm going to mark it. I'll make a notch. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm doing in the video, but pay close attention because this part is a bit tricky. After making the notch, I will take it to my machine and I'll make a straight stitch to the end of the peplum, excluding my waist measurement. So this is it. After I took it to my machine and I made a straight stitch, leaving the waist measurement. I did the same thing for my back peplum. So like I said earlier, I took my top to the machine and joined the shoulders, the both sides, and the zipper allowance. But I'm going to lose it later though. While stitching the both sides, I left half an inch on the waist to join our peplum. I don't know if you guys understand. Leave half an inch on your waist while stitching the both sides of your top. I'll go ahead and introduce my peplum. So the parts I told you guys not to stitch down, as you can see in the video, I will hold the half an inch I left on the waist of my top, right sides facing each other with the peplum, and then I'll pin them together. Sorry, my voice is a bit cracky. I'm a bit under the weather. Pardon me, guys. To pin down the zipper area with your peplum as well, because we left 1 inch on the peplum for the zipper allowance, so you pin it down together with the zipper area of the top. I don't know if you guys understand. was taking too much time, so I had to do the rest off camera. I pinned down the both sides of the peplon to the back of the top. I'll do the same thing for the front. To make it easier, make sure you get the midpoint of your front peplum and the midpoint of your top at the front. Pin the both of them together, then you take it to the machine and sew. After attaching your peplum to your top, you can go ahead and attach your zip, and this is what our top looks like. If you watched up to this point, please kindly like my video, share your thoughts in the comment section. Share the video with your friends and loved ones. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. That's the only way you can motivate me to make more beautiful tutorials like this. So guys, that will be all for today. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!